where the name came to you.
The name came to me because of this guy named Willis. The guy used to work with a man at the Newman Center where I was, and we became really good friends. And I really liked to give and I used to give him shit all the time. I would say to him, you know, he would go hunting. He'd go hunting a lot, and he'd bring the ducks back, and he'd clean them right there, at the Newman Center in the back. I mean, not, there was a space for it, but he would do these, and he used to, was the janitor that did the floors and everything, and then I became that way too. I had to do the help. I had to learn how to do all that. We would strip the floors and move all these things in there, and then I became the social action director for this, that, and the other little thing, and I had to get all these things together. But I still wanted to play, but I still had to finish these 2 years. So that ended up happening. And when we went to hunting, I was with Willis one time.
Okay.
And he goes, well, I said, Willis, this is such bull. Look at all these geese fly. You could turn your head and close your eyes and go like this, and you're going to get a duck. Oh, he was so mad. What? You're crazy. You're nuts. You gotta get that duck in your sight and follow that duck and shoot him. Oh, I said that. He goes, here, you do it. You got it. You got it. So I took the gun, I was really serious then. I was really serious. And I went up there, bam, I shot this thing and completely out of scope,
Oh, so you didn't hit anything?
No, I didn't hit a thing. And he's laughing his ass off. So anyhow.
So he's like, yeah, you do need.
These are the Hager brothers that we played.
Oh, those are the Hager brothers. Let's show that.
To the Verucchis.
These are the Hager brothers. That's pretty cool, Dick.
Oh yeah, they were great guys too, and we spent a lot of time with them and met a lot of great people. All the people from the Hee Haw show. Yeah, this is going around and around in circles here. But after I shot that, he goes, ha ha ha! You took the Buckacres. You took the Buckacres. And I go, what the hell? What are you talking about? When he said that, I was like, whatever it was, I liked the sound of what it was. I thought the Buckacres. What is that? He goes, well, you think you got it. You think you got everything, and you just can't pull the goddamn trigger. He goes, you're looking up there, and the duck was already way over here, and you're shooting right here. And I go, oh, okay, all right, well, I went and I tried to look this up because I liked. I went and
the way it sounded. Right?
I put it like this because this is how it sounded to me, Buckacre. I wrote it that way, and it took days, and I was thinking, boy, if I'm this, and the more I looked at it, and I make it and put it in different ways, it wasn't set up like this, I went and looking for really, there's many words that were on there. There's a buck fever, and Buckacre was the word in the dictionary which meant that you just froze. You kind of froze.
Okay.
So it was Buckacre meant that buck fever, and there were all these others, but there was no Buckacre, and I don't know why he said that. Where he came up with it. So actually, when I got home from that, which was about another year, I always kept that in mind. And when we were sitting around trying to put a band together, that's when I want to do this with this kid. The kid, I had the name for it, and everybody. I went to Les, told him about it. I worked Les's magic again, and so he was in, and we had the bass player, and then Jamie Hewling was around. I knew Jamie, and Jamie was a good songwriter. He was a guy who wrote a lot of songs.
Okay.
He was one of the first people around our area that was really writing his own tunes that I knew of.
Okay.
And there may have been more, but he never knew anybody. So he joined the band, and then this kid, bass player, Greg Bond, said, what about Daryl Data? And I go, is Daryl still here?
So you knew of Daryl, but yeah.
Daryl, whenever we would play back in the rain, about 2 o'clock in the middle of the night, we'd be still playing, because you played until like 3 o'clock sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Daryl would be then, and he'd get up and sing with us, and and he had a great voice. So I thought, oh yeah, maybe let's get the number. So I got in touch with him. We practiced at the Circus Bar, and
Yep.
thought we really have a good thing here with what we had. The bass player, he was one too that he wanted to do a business. He was doing businesses around,
Yeah.
and it wasn't his thing.
Not the priority.
Not a priority. With Les, there was still his priority. I could feel it, like with him, and Daryl seemed to be like that, and Jamie was kind of like, he was a one kind of guy. He was moving anyway after about 6 months or so of playing, but they were in the original Buckacre. Those guys.
So who were the guys in the original?
That would be Jamie Hewling, Daryl, myself, and Les, and the bass player. Oh man, it'll come back to me later. But he and I, the bass player and I, were the ones we first started. Ended up getting back, guys in the band. There, all of a sudden, Dick Holly moved back.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's Dick and Les and me, and then all of a sudden, Al Thacker, who had been playing with these bands from Joliet, he moves back to the area. And I thought to myself, this is God's plan. Because all you had to do was just call up Al. It's Al, you're interested in. He goes, yeah, I'm interested. Yeah. So then we started to move.
So you moved with Les, Al, Dick, and Daryl.
Yeah. And what we did, sometimes we'd have to play. We'd be playing.
On this picture here.
Well, this is not. This is the guy we quit after. This is from the second album.
Okay.
This is where Dave Anson joined the band after Les had to leave. He got really sick.
Yep.
And he couldn't play anymore. And we got this guy to play with us for another year. Okay. And he did the second album with us. Dave Anson. And he always drove around with a dog, Libra. Libra would be...
like your groupie.
Yeah. She'd come on stage with us, sit right under his piano while we were playing.
What other questions you got, Johnny? You want me to get in here? Huh?
Do you have any Les Buzz posters?
No, let's show that. I just have a picture.
This is for you. This is for you, for your collection.
Oh, Johnny, that's pretty cool. So what other? So Buckacre was the big band. You guys travel. You went to London. Did you go travel?
We went, and here's the yes, we did. We did get into.
Like you were.
We were
big producers.
Oh yes, we had our producer on our first album. We went to England, to do it, and we worked with Glyn Johns in the same studio that the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, everybody and Glyn worked with those people. Glyn was we were aware of him, but only I was aware of him through the fact that he did the Eagles. He did the Eagles' first album, and that's what we were kind of playing. We started playing songs more like Buffalo Springfield, and we were like really into them when we were in college.
Yeah.
And then of course that all broke up. But when we came back, we still started doing polka and that kind of music. We had a bent for that kind of music, especially with Les.
Yeah.
And then Dick Holly had that gravel voice. He could do the hard rock stuff, and Daryl had Al played fiddle, which he picked it up when we would go play with the Hagers, I mean, Les and I and Dick would go.
Yeah.
He learned that, and Daryl learned how to play steel because we wanted to add more country sound to it. And when I listened to some of these old tapes of it, I was thinking, geez, we had it all really all together there because all those parts in one band, you had a steel guitar player, you had a banjo. Dick Howley played banjo, Al played the violin, and Les played that flat picking guitar. It was, and the vocals were outstanding, and it was really a good band, and we got that kind of reputation when we went to Florida. First thing that we did was we tried to get a job. We took our band down there. We played with the Hagers, and we said, I said, we're going to play with the Hagers in New York, up in Rochester, New York, for 4 days. And then we go down to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we play for it was like 4 or 5 days there too at this club. And then I said, well, with the money, let's just go. We'll go down to meet Les's parents. We'll go down to Florida, and then we could ask people, hey, we're a band. Can we play here? We'll play for nothing. Well, we didn't realize how hard that was. We'd stop in Gainesville, Florida. We stop in Georgia. No, we're booked up. We got bands in here. It's
hard to get a gig on the ride.
Oh, you can't get it on the ride there. But so we get down to Tampa, Florida, and that's where Les's mom and dad, or not his dad, but mom lived.
Okay.
In a house, and they were putting us up. They had a house for us next door to theirs that they rented for the month, but we were there for like about 2 weeks, and we wanted to go to the college, and so we said, well, let's go over to the bar over there and see what the bar was across the highway, and so we went over there, and went in this place, and we were talking to this band called Dogwood.
Dogwood.
Yeah, and they were from Alabama, and they were a good band, and they were playing there. We were telling them about what we were like.
Yeah.
And we had just come down from playing with the Hager brothers and stuff. Oh, the Hager brothers, geez. They weren't so embarrassed with the Hager brothers. They thought that was cool because they're on national TV, So they were really thinking that was good. She goes, and when we came down trying to get jobs, but there's nowhere to go. You can't really. It's all booked. And this kid goes, oh God, he goes, we're playing here this for 3 days. We went over, I think it was like on a Thursday. It was a Thursday. And we're playing here, so what we need to do is we got to take our stuff down and go over to the school and set it all up and do this. He goes, why don't you go see this kid? And because we've done it before, and it's fun. It's a good thing. It's a fun thing to do. It's called the Slappy Hour, where everybody comes in, And so because this kid, he wrote his name down, Rick Alter. He gave me his phone number and everything. He goes, just call him in the morning. Go or walk over to the school and see if he'll let you guys play. I'll call him too and tell him you're a good band and stuff like this. And so we did. I went over and talked to Rick, and this is the first time I met him, and he goes, we'll have you play here. It's like we went down and showed me where it's going to be and everything, and it says, okay, we got all our stuff out here. So I went back and told the guys and said, we got a job for tomorrow. So we got there, and we had to be there because at 3:00 that thing opens up. So we were in there setting up and all this stuff, and we came, and all of a sudden people started coming in, and it's not just us. They had no idea who we were.
Yeah.
And so we started out, and almost all of us, to a man, will tell you, after we did the song, we were like absolutely shocked at the way people reacted to us.
Crowd,
they went absolutely wild.
They loved it.
Oh, we looked at each other. I remember Les came back and goes, yes, look, what do we do next? You know, because
like that was it.
oh
like,
God, it was like
your
we should be
encore.
leaving the stage. But no, it really worked out. It was one song after another. You know, it just kept coming, and people were going.
They loved it.
They kept people kept coming down instead of leaving. You know, like sometimes if you know they'll walk away and stuff. They just kept coming down, and that really got us to be. Rick became our manager.
Oh, okay.
He became our manager and started. And next says, "What are your plans?" You know, I said, "Well, we've got to go back up home, you know, to make some money." But then the Hagers call us. What I told him about that, they'll call us once in a while. He goes, "I'm going to set something up down here. When do you want to come back?" And so we did that. We did about 2 months. We came back here, played the Circus Bar, played around, and, you know, then went back down to Florida, and then we'd come back home and go down to Florida again, and some. So, and that's how we got a record deal. Because one time they had these people come in, different people. They had 3 or 4 bands audition for people, and the people that liked us were from MCA Records. They thought, no, and that's when we had this lawyer from New York come and say, "I'm going to get you guys Glyn Johns to," and we were like, "What? Really?
Like, oh my!
He's gonna? You sure? Well, we're going to have you meet him down in. We're going to meet down in Miami," and when we came and we met, oh my God, we were so nervous. Les was sick as a dog. When you started thinking about all you have to do, because you're no longer the. You've got to go with this. If this is a group, you're the group, and they have and if you're going to have a record out and you're on the road to promote that record, you have to go and be ready to go.
Right.
And we had a meeting that one time about that.
Like the band.
Yeah. And so I think it got everybody thinking, you know, like, and we were touring with Charlie Daniels.
Oh, damn.
And for a while. Yeah. He was a good one. Nice guy. They loved us too. The band liked us, and so they would give us favors. You know, like if you're the opening act, you don't get much. You don't get all the lights. Okay.
Yeah.
If they turn on lights for you, you're going to give you this many, and if they like you, they'll give you this many. They never give you what the Charlie. Yeah. They don't get that kind of thing. And so they liked us, so they would give us a lot of the lights, and it really helped. It helps, like, puts you in another. If you're a person out there who doesn't know this, it's like, oh, maybe they're
good. Yeah,
something's going on here, you know. So,
how long did Buckacre stay together?
Let's see, it's from 72 or 72, no, 73, 4, 75, 6. Probably till 1978, but we were kind of like, we'd had some change ups, you know, and we had, after Les left, we brought that Dave Anson in, you know, and he couldn't stay up here, you know, he didn't like staying up here. We weren't going to live down in Florida, and we weren't a big enough band to say, well, you know, the second record didn't do very well. And one of the reasons was because our manager, Rick, who was really on the ball all the time with us, getting everything done, he unfortunately got arrested, and he was in a you know, in a place at the wrong time.
Okay, so you lost your.
So we lost the guy who was really with us, you know, in addition to losing Les.
Right.
And so it was hard. So when we were doing the second album, we didn't really have Rick, you know, there talking to the record companies, and that's why you get such a horrible. Where's that picture?
This one, yeah.
Yeah, this was the picture that we took it out in Seattle, and then when they put this on the front cover
of one of your albums.
was like the front cover was not this, was just this pose with no face here. We were all just our silhouettes were here. And one of the biggest things was we were playing at Hall High School. We were on a tour with Charlie Daniels, and my dad was in constant contact. My dad was he really got going in this. I think he has to have a lot of the little kids making these little Buckacre things that said, "I'm a Buckacre fan."
Chad has a button.
Does he?
Yeah, we were trying to find it before I came today,
well,
but he still has the button.
And this is another thing, and I brought this today for Johnny. And this is what one of these things is. I'd forgotten about these, and
Johnny,
but
are you kidding?
This is you know, if you can make a necklace out of this by putting it through.
Do people wear these?
They did, but see, not too many had them. My dad had this guy making these things.
I'm going to show it so people can see. Johnny, look at that.
I'm not sure whether he paid him. But the guy, when he went out of business, Buzzy ran into him a few years ago. And he said, "Eric, you can have these, you know, if you want them." I don't know what. So I thought, oh, okay.
The guy still had them.
Huh?
The guy.
Oh, the guy at his shop. Yeah, he had a couple. There were a lot of things that they made. And that's where that idea came from, you know. But this is for you because
that's awesome, Johnny.
You can have a nice,
look at that,
nice necklace there someday.
You're gonna wear a big chain. Put a big gold chain hanging on there, and be dropped through from your neck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
It's the Johnny Gear